Hey guys, thank you very much for watching my tutorials. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel or you can email me at nsubugaexplains@gmail.com for more information about whatever we are discussing here. Thank you very much today, and look at more examples about how a compound can be considered to be aromatic. Remember last time we looked at these two examples. We looked at a benzene ring, where we looked at benzene together with this compound, and we gave a conclusion that this was aromatic because it was obeying Huckel's rule plus all other conditions. But this wasn't aromatic, it was anti-aromatic because it was not obeying Huckel's rule. N was a fraction. Now today we want to look at more examples, and our first example is this particular compound here. We want to see if this compound is aromatic or anti-aromatic. If you look at this compound, first of all, it is cyclic. All the carbons are planar. It is also conjugated because this double bond can move to this position and the plus sign can come to this position here. In the end, we shall have three resonance structures from this with alternating carbocation. So looking at this compound here, the carbon atom with a positive charge is in this format here. So the carbon with a positive charge is still planar. So it is still, all the carbons are planar. It is cyclic, it is also conjugated. Now we want to see, does it obey Huckel's rule so that we can conclude that this compound is aromatic or not. Going back here, 4n plus 2 is equal to 2 electrons. It's equal to 2 electrons, and our n is equal to 0. 0 is a whole number, it's not a fraction. Therefore, this compound is aromatic because it obeys Huckel's rule. Another example we are going to look at is this compound here, still with the carbocation. Our 4n plus 2 is equal to 4 electrons because of the 2 pi bonds. So n is a fraction, n is a half. It does not obey Huckel's rule. Therefore, it's classified to be anti-aromatic. Then how about this one here? Instead of having a carbocation, it has a carbanion. This one has a negative charge on this carbon atom, this position here. So looking at this compound, is still cyclic, planar, and it is conjugated. We can get 5 other resonance structures from this. So this compound here, 4n plus 2 is equal to 6 electrons. This minus charge means extra pair of electrons, an extra additional pair of electrons that has been added. So we consider this to be part of the delocalization. And therefore, when you add 2 electrons from here, 2 electrons from here, 2 electrons from the negative charge, we shall be able to get 6 electrons. So our n is equal to 1, just like benzene. So it's a whole number, it obeys Huckel's rule, and therefore this compound is classified to be aromatic. Then how about these other compounds here? These are called heteroatoms, ranging from pyridine to pyro, furan, and thiophene. Looking at all these ones, pyridine has 6 of them, 6 delocalized electrons, just like a benzene ring. So in all of them, they have 6 delocalized electrons. Looking at pyro and furan plus thiophene, they have a lone pair of electrons within on the heteroatom, which participates in the delocalization. So this lone pair, because it takes part in the delocalization, so it's part of the ring. So this one, the total is 6 electrons, 6 delocalized electrons. 4 electrons are coming from the pi bonds, and another pair is coming from the lone pair of electrons. The same applies to furan and thiophene. They use 1 out of the 2 electrons. So all these ones they have 6 pi electrons, and therefore they obey Huckel's rule, and therefore they are classified to be aromatic. Then our next example is this gentleman here. It is cyclic, planar, conjugated. Then for n plus 2 is equal to 8 electrons because it has 4 pi bonds. So n is a fraction. So much as this compound appears to be aromatic, but it's not. It's anti-aromatic because it doesn't obey Huckel's rule. Then the next compound should be this. Looking at this with 5 delocalized electrons, 5 pairs of electrons. So the 5 pairs give us 10 electrons. So for n plus 2 is equal to 10. Our n is equal to 2. So n is a whole number. So that one compound is going to be considered to be aromatic. So looking at all these examples, some of them are anti-aromatic, others are aromatic. We can develop a sequence, as we can see from here. We can have our summary. If a system is cyclic, it's planar, and it is conjugated, remember our first example that we looked at, the one which had 2 delocalized electrons, 2 pi electrons. We also looked at those ones which are having 6 and those ones which are having 10. 2, 4, and 6 were aromatic. 6 like a benzene ring. The 10 is this compound here. It was aromatic. Then the 2, we also looked at the one which had 2. It was also aromatic. So we can develop a sequence from 2, 6, 10. Then when you look at between 6 and 10, we can now develop a sequence so that we can try to understand this concept better. Remember we looked at the one which had 2 pi electrons, 6 and 10. So these were aromatic. So the sequences now is 2, 6, 10, 14, 18, 22, 26, and so on. If it has this number of pi electrons, as long as it satisfies other 3 conditions, cyclic, planar, and conjugated, this compound can expect it to be aromatic. However, if it has 4, 8, like you have seen, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and so on, as you can see the sequence. This one is expected to be anti-aromatic. I would like to thank you very much for watching my tutorial.